There's a plane flying overhead right now. I have to wait for it to pass. Hey everybody, it's Deanna, and I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about aging. The Brady Bunch debuted in 1969, and Ann B. Davis played Alice. At that time, Ann B. Davis was 43 years old. I am the same age as of this video, 43. Yeah. Would you believe that she and I are the same age? Or she, at that point in 1969, and me at this point in 2024 are the same age? No. It's unbelievable, because if you were to put her and me side by side, people would probably assume that she's my mother. But yeah, I'm 43 and counting. And when I was a kid, I never imagined getting to be a certain age. There's an episode of Rugrats where the babies imagine themselves as adults, and they imagine themselves as adults as having their own baby heads, adult bodies. And I think Tommy's head was on Stu's body, because he was wearing Stu's usual outfit with the weird suit and the wacky tie. Oh lordy. And that's probably how I imagined getting older when I was a small kid and didn't have a strong concept of aging. And being a kid, kids, when they see old people, they never imagine that older people, I would say, were ever young. And when I got older, I started to become more appreciative of the passage of life, the passage of time. And the funny thing is, as I said, people mistake me for much younger. I'm the oldest of my siblings. I get mistaken for the youngest. It doesn't help that I think I'm the shortest of the siblings too. That doesn't help. Or when I go to a doctor's appointment and I have to go through one of those, there's a plane flying overhead, but I have to keep talking because I don't have much time to keep recording. I go to one of those doctor's appointments when they have to do some really uncomfortable scans and tests and whatnot, and they talk to me like I'm a child. Oh, sweetie, you're doing such a great job. It's almost done. We're almost done. I know it's uncomfortable, sweetie. I'm thinking, how old do they think I am? Do they not see my chart in front of them? Do they not see my age on their chart? I mean, what are they gonna do next? Pat me on the head and give me a lollipop? I swear. I'm starting to go gray in spots. I have gray patches here and there and some in the crown of my head. I'm starting to get lines in my face. When I smile, I have lines under my eyes. I have lines right here. And I had those daggone chin hairs that won't go away. I had my first chin hair when I was 20, and I pluck it, thinking, okay, it's gone. Then 2 grew in its place. So I plucked them. Then 4, then 8. And I would sometimes use the Nair facial cream. I used to use that. It worked decently. But now I just pluck them. And I pluck them, and then in the morning, and then in the evening, like, didn't I just pluck those? I'm at that point where I think, you know what, when I get even older and grayer, I'm just going to let it be and have a beard and a goatee. It is what it is. And I look through the beauty products or the facial creams, looking for stuff to give me moisture. And a lot of them are for like anti-wrinkles and whatnot. I don't care about getting wrinkles. I love that I'm getting wrinkles. I love that I'm showing the signs of getting older. I don't mind that at all. And I'm at that age where I still get acne. I was not blessed in the skin genetics department, but you know, it is what it is. Aye. And I used to dye my hair red when I was younger. And I don't want to cover my grays, so I don't want to dye my hair anymore. And I hear people my age and older talking about covering their grays. Why would you do that? Why would you cover those grays? Why don't you embrace the grays and embrace what that natural beauty of the passage of time. Embrace it. And I know that with my age, I'm more prone to facing age discrimination now. But because people think I'm much younger than I am, that I may I can maybe avoid dealing with that kind of nonsense. But posting my age publicly, it is what it is. It's windy out here too today. It's on the cooler side, high 60s. I left my jacket at the office, but I thought I'd be okay without it. I'm only going to sit outside for a few minutes. And I want to embrace this warmer weather while I can, because November is coming. And November weather is cooler, but I digress. And speaking of Alice being in her early to mid 40s, I think about all those shows I watched when I was a kid in the 80s and 90s, and the parents on those shows. To this day, like, they still look like they could be my parents. I'm not saying they look old. It's more like they look very mature. They look like they've reached adulthood. Whereas, well, I don't think I look young. I don't think I feel young in that sense. But I don't feel like, you know, an older person who's ready to retire and call it a day. I still have plenty of time left, and I don't ages that when I was in my 20s, I would think that 60 was quote unquote old. I don't think it's old anymore. I think that's still pretty young, very young. And I see people 60s, 70s, 80s who are still very active and youthful and moving and grooving, especially those in their 80s and 90s I'm seeing. And my goal is to live to be my 90s. And I said earlier that when I was a kid, I couldn't imagine being an adult. I can visualize myself at 60, but I'm not at that point yet where I can visualize myself at any age older than that. I probably won't be able to until I am in my 60s. But aging does come with its issues. I used to go to the doctor and they'd say, "Miss Howard, you're fine. Come back in 6 months or come back in a year." Now it's, "Miss Howard, you have this, you got that, you got that." There's a wasp flying around right now. Whew. Goodness gracious. "Miss Howard, you have this and that and that and that, and you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to change your diet." I did a video about a few months back about the Friday routine, asking what people's Friday routines were. And I mentioned I'd like to have pizza every Friday. But I had to alter my diet for my recent trip to the doctor. I have to eat more fiber, quinoa, brown rice, leafy greens like kale, beans, more fruits. I've been eating apples a lot lately for my work lunches. And a few days ago, I'd watched a video that where Dr. Kamani had Chef B on her channel, and near the end of the video, Chef B did a demonstration where she made what she called scrappy avocado toast. And I got a few ingredients, and I had some of the ingredients at home, and I made the scrappy avocado toast with avocado, some red onion. Dr. Kamani said she put kale in hers. I put kale that I had in mine. I used some nutritional yeast. They didn't have Bragg's. I prefer Bragg's, but the brand I used, I believe it was Bob's Red Mill. It was okay. So I used that. And I put a green goddess dressing in it. And I mixed that up. And then I took some multigrain toast and I toasted it. And I put the avocado mix on top of that. And I put some... Someone in the one of the viewers of the video mentioned using sardines. I like sardines. I put sardines on that. And then I put some mung bean sprouts. I haven't had bean sprouts in years, and I thought, you know, why not? It'll be healthy. And it was really good, people, I swear. And what I liked about it is that I did not feel full. I felt full, but I didn't feel overstuffed. I didn't feel like I was about to pass out and go to sleep. I felt sated, very at ease, and I felt fulfilled. And I really liked that, and I will link a video to that in the comments. But yeah, it's just knowing when I was in my 20s, I'd eat whatever, never see the results of that. But now I'm older, my metabolism is slowing down. And I've gained weight during the it's 8-letter word that begins with a P that I heard that YouTube does not like hearing. I don't like using euphemisms, but it is what it is. I gained some weight during the that period. And yeah, but I'm not one of those people who like, oh my God, I gained weight, I need to go on a diet. I'm the opposite. I said, okay, let me get bigger clothes to fit my weight gain. Yeah, I walk a lot. I've always loved walking. And while I can't walk as often and as long as I used to, I could walk like from go on a 3-hour walk and not feel anything when I was younger. Nowadays, I did do a 2.5-hour walk in April. And I blogged about, I put that on my blog. I will link to that in the description as well. And I went on this 2.5-hour walk, and I did not feel the effect. Okay. Took the walk. I had to go to my other doctor's office to give them the CD from a scan I had done earlier, a test that I had done earlier. They ended up not needing the CD. They said they can't read it. And then I got on the bus home. And I did not feel pain from that walk until I got off that bus. And I had to walk from the bus stop to my apartment. So yeah, my knees I do have knee issues now. I mentioned in one of my videos that people don't realize I'm not as young as I look, and that I do have knees that act up at times. And I do get more tired. I have to take breaks and sit down and say, okay, let me catch my breath for a moment. It's just so. Let me wait for this plane to pass. A lot of planes today. Guess there's something going on. And but yeah, like I've mentioned before, I'm a klutz. I tend to bump into things and stub my toe or something. But when I was younger, I would easily recover from those minor injuries. Now it's like a minor injury becomes a major injury. And I've pulled my left shoulder, and I have to go seek physical therapy. And it's such a pain. Literally and figuratively. So I have to find a physical therapist, and I've had physical therapy done when I was in my 20s. Because, to keep with the theme of this, when I was in my 20s, I would walk around stiletto heels. Yeah, me. Teetering around all over Buffalo in stiletto heels because I did not want to be perceived as short. And also, I do it even in a Buffalo winter too. So I'm walking around stiletto heels, toes exposed, and there's ice on the ground. My 20-year-old self is a completely different person than my current 43-year-old self, people, trust me. But anyway, because of that, I got Achilles tendonitis in my left Achilles tendon. And I had to go get physical therapy for it. And the physical therapist I had was excellent. She was very kind and patient. And 20-year-old me remembered her as an older woman. But the irony is that she's probably the age I am right now. But yeah, I hope to find a physical therapist that is just as patient and gentle with my body as this woman was back when I was in my 20s. And when I was in my 20s, I could handle stuff a lot more easily. Now I can't. And another thing about aging, I was at one of my doctors recently. This was actually this was a few months back, and she's telling me, I know you've got a few more years left, but start thinking about your colonoscopy. Lord have mercy. And to her, I nod my head and say, okay. But inside, I'm thinking, oh crap. No pun intended. I hear people talking about getting their colonoscopies and saying, oh, mine was fine, and it, the process wasn't that bad. But I'm thinking, oh God, it sounds so invasive. Oh God, I'm not ready. I have less than 2 years to go before I need to get my first one. So, ooh, that's enough time for me to get mentally prepared and mentally ready for that. Lord have mercy. And I've been getting my annual mammograms. I didn't start until I was 41 because when I was 40, I didn't have insurance and I was unemployed. But once I got back into work and got insurance, I made sure to schedule those. And they've all been good. They've all been benign. And the first one I had, I was a little sore afterward, but the pain went away. Then the second one I had, the same person who did my first one did it, but this time the pain lasted for days. Ooh, it went away eventually. But this year, it was a much easier procedure. A different tech did my mammogram, and I didn't. There was the pinching as usual, but the pain didn't stay forever. The pain dissipated maybe after a half an hour, 10 to 50 minutes, half an hour. I can't remember, somewhere in that time frame, but it didn't last long. And another thing that I think that helped was that she didn't need to redo anything. The woman I had for the first two ones I had, she had to redo some of them. So I'm like, imagine, like, yeah, it's uncomfortable, but the discomfort is worth it. Make sure that if you are someone who needs to get your annual mammogram, that you're able to do so. And I've heard that they have, I'm not sure where exactly, that they are having reduced costs and free mammograms for those who are who don't have health insurance or low income. And that, so if you're in need of that, make sure to take advantage of it. It's very important to get the annual mammogram. Yeah. And another thing about aging is that I've made a lot of mistakes growing up, and I've had a lot of mishaps and struggles and whatnot. And what I like about aging is that I can learn from those past mistakes. What I did in my 20s, I changed when I was in my 30s. What I did in my 30s, I changed what I did when I entered my 40s. And now I'm in my 40s, I'm thinking about what missteps I made that I can do differently when I enter my 50s. Yeah. And I love the things I don't like about aging, other than the aches and pains I mentioned. The memory. The memory is not as great as it used to be. I will get up and go into the kitchen, and then 2 seconds later, why am I in here? A few days ago, I put the kettle on, or so I thought, and I don't remember hearing it go off. And then went to go touch it, and it was hot. So I realized that I did turn it on, it did go off, and I turned it off, but I didn't remember doing that, and that freaked me out. And that's what I don't like about, or when I'm watching Jeopardy, and something would be on the tip of my tongue or right in my head, but I can't, that memory recall is not there. And I see the way those 20-year-olds are on the buzzers and their fast responses, where I'm like, what is yeah, that's what I don't like about aging. And I don't want to be one of those elderly people who, the argument for child-free women is, who's going to take care of you when you get old? I don't want to be one of those who needs someone to take care of me when I'm older. I want to be someone who is still self-sufficient, who can still get around, who is still sharp-witted, and who is doing okay. I think of the Delaney sisters, these elderly sisters. They lived in their early hundreds. They never married. They never had kids. They would go on daily walks. They would keep their minds sharp. Their minds, they kept very sharp, well into their hundreds. And people do welfare checks, and they're like, "Why are you doing this?" We're fine. Oh wow, that's why I want to be when I'm older. I believe her name is Betty. I believe it's Betty Jane Soskin. If I got it wrong in this video, I will correct it in my video description. She is Betty Reed Soskin, I believe it is. She is in her early hundreds as well, and she worked as a park ranger. I believe up until her late 90s. So yeah, there are plenty of active older people who are still doing their thing, keeping their minds sharp, keeping very physically fit, making healthy eating choices, exercising, and doing what they need to do to keep themselves active and spritey and keeping it together. Another thing is, people are sometimes so patronizing towards older people. I cannot stand when people say, "Oh, old people are so cute." That is so disrespectful. These people have lived so many lives, and they've lived such long, healthy lives, and to be demeaned and put down to be, "Oh, you're so cute." That person is much older than you, has more life experience than you, and to call them cute is very condescending. And with me getting mistaken for younger, I have a feeling that when I get older, they'll probably do that to me. I want to be the older person sitting in front of my sitting on my porch saying, "Get off my lawn." I don't want people to think I'm cute when I'm older. Because when I was a kid, oh man, I had some older relatives I think were mean, but looking back in retrospect, they weren't mean. They didn't have patience for BS, and that's how I am. I don't have patience for BS, none at all. And it wasn't meanness. It was, you know, just they're older, they've been through a long life, and they don't want to deal with kids acting silly and obnoxious. And that's how I am too. I have no patience for silliness and nonsense. Yeah. I have covered everything I wanted to talk about, and I'm sure if there's anything else that comes to mind, I'll put it in a future video. And another thing about being mistaken for younger is that I have to be mindful of what I wear, because I saw some really cute polka dotted sneakers on Skechers' website, and I thought about getting them. I thought, nah. The last thing I need is for people to think I'm a teenager because I'm wearing these cute sneakers. Right now, I'm dressed very casually. I work at a very casual, currently work at a very casual office, and I have to think about, will I be mistaken for half my age if I wear this? But at the same time, I want to wear something that is comfortable for me. There are times I wear like a cardigan or over a short sleeve shirt with flared pants with a pattern on them, and my current office allows sneakers, so I do wear sneakers. I can't remember last time I wore a dressy shoe. When I went to see Ja's African hair braiding a few weeks back, I did wear some Mary Jane style shoes from Skechers, but they're like a dressy version of a sneaker. But I haven't worn heeled shoes in a while. But yeah, I like to dress comfortably, and I don't think I dress young in that sense. And I actually did wear a polka dotted outfit when I went to the Rubel Museum. I will link that video in the description. This description is gonna have a lot of videos linked in it today. Yeah, I did wear a polka dotted like a pool, how do I describe it? I don't know how to describe it. Like a coverall type thing. And I don't think that would have got me mistaken for young. And I wore my hair down that day too. But for the most part, I try to be mindful of what I wear so I don't get mistaken for a kid. I would think that the way I speak and the fact my voice is on the deeper side, that people would realize, not a kid, this is an adult. No, it doesn't. Because people, if they have in their minds that I'm a certain way, they're going to treat me a certain way. And I remember there was this, this is earlier this year. I was running when I saw the bus coming. I got to stop right when the bus did, but the bus kept going. And but I eventually got her to stop, and there was back and forth about that, but that's beside the point. So she tells me, "You ran into the hill, baby girl." And I was so offended. This is a white woman. And I said, "Excuse me, I am not a child. Please do not call me baby girl. Please show me some respect. I'm in my 40s. And she said, "Well, I apologize, but I'm 52. And I said, "You may be older than me, but I'm still an adult." And ever since I saw it, I've seen that bus driver. I don't want to talk to her. I normally say good morning to the bus drivers, but with her, I keep walking. I don't want to be bothered with her. Because I will never forget that. And people tell me, you should take it as a compliment. I don't take being mistaken for a child as a compliment. Or talk to like, she thought I could be one of her homegirls. That's not how I speak. And I don't see being mistaken for younger as a compliment, because I appreciate every year that I've been on this earth. And I do not want to downplay that one bit. If you've liked this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Take care, everybody. Have a great day and enjoy your weekend.